check's in the mail. The check is in the mail, and it ought to be there Tuesday without fail. If you have got a bill to pay or something you need to buy, just write the check and send it off in the mail. Millions of Americans go out every day with a checkbook in their purse. They might have a little cash to pay for their lunch and a little to get home on the bus. But if they suddenly decide to make a purchase or shop, they whip it out and write out the exact amount with some ID. Then they sign it and they walk out with the stuff that they paid for with their checking account. The check's in the mail. The check is in the mail, and it ought to be there Wednesday without fail. When you need to send some money, do what business folk do. Just write a check and send it off in the mail. Every month you've got a little bundle to pay, like the rent, the lights, the phone, and the car. Write them out for each amount and send them away with an envelope and stamp, they'll go far. It really is a safer way for you to pay all your bills, and so you ought to open up your own account. Your check is just a written order only you can write that tells your bank to pay someone a certain amount. The check's in the mail. The check is in the mail, and it ought to be there Thursday without fail. You can keep your money moving with the flick of the wrist, and you're happy that the check's in the mail.
Now you may wonder what happens when you send a check to someone and how it gets back to your bank. Well, that someone deposits your check into their account, and then through an electronic flow of digital information, your check is cleared by a central bank and comes back to your bank, where at that point the amount is deducted from your account and paid over to theirs.
So it's obvious that you gotta keep enough money in your checking account to stay in the black. Otherwise, you'll write a hot check and that sucker's gonna bounce. And that's illegal.
Once a month, your bank will send a statement to you, so you'll know just where you stand. Listing all your checks and charges and deposits too, to help you stay ahead and keep things in hand. And you should learn to be real careful with your checkbook and your checks and keep track of every little amount. Now you compare your figures with the banks, and if it all adds up, then you can say that you have balanced your account. The check's in the mail. The check is in the mail, and it's got to be there Friday without fail. But just remember that you got to have some income coming in before you send out all those checks in the mail. I'm sure it'll be there next week sometime.